What's up, guys? So, yesterday I finally got the chance to watch Oppenheimer in 70mm IMAX. So, for a bit of context, I've never seen a movie on film before, not 35mm or regular 70mm, and definitely not IMAX 70mm. So, this was all new to me. I learned about the format around the time that Christopher Nolan's Tenet was being produced. However, because of how 2020 went down, I wasn't able to see the movie in theaters at all, much less IMAX 70mm. So, over the last few years, I've learned more about the format while also waiting for an opportunity to actually see a movie in 70mm IMAX. And with the release of Oppenheimer, there was finally another opportunity to see a film in 70mm IMAX, this time without COVID. Unfortunately, it was impossible to get good seats during the first week or so of release, but I finally managed to get pretty good seats on August 9th at the Rhode Island 70mm IMAX theater. So I was finally actually going to see what the hype was all about. So after booking my seats about a week prior, the day finally came to watch the movie. We had about a 3 hour drive to get there for a 10 a.m. showing because the early morning show times on the weekdays had the best seats because that's normally when people are at work. So as soon as we walked into the auditorium, I was just flabbergasted when I saw that screen. It was like I can show you as many pictures as I can, but it just can't convey how insane it was. It's one of those things you can research and see pictures of, but you just can't fully grasp it until you see it in person. So we headed up to our seats and then sat down for 3 hours of absolute peak. Because I had already seen Oppenheimer in a standard movie theater on opening night, I was able to sort of sit back this time and just take in the visuals, which I think made the experience just that little bit extra better, I guess, for lack of a better word. It was seriously the best theater experience I've ever had, even more so than Avengers Endgame and Star Wars The Force Awakens. I seriously cannot recommend it enough. Now, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is IMAX 70mm? I'm going to try to explain it in the most accessible way. Think about it like this. If you watch a movie on your TV, it may have those black bars on the top and bottom of the screen. And that's usually the standard for movies. It's called widescreen. Sometimes you'll get a movie with less black bars, like Jurassic Park. Basically, they're filmed with different lenses. But the main takeaway is that movies will never be bigger than that 16 by 9 image, or in other words, they'll never take up more screen space than your TV. That is, unless it was filmed with IMAX cameras. Most IMAX movies, like Avengers Endgame, just fill in those top and bottom black bars on your TV, so you get a bit more picture on your screen. The reason most IMAX movies are like this is because they choose to use the digital IMAX cameras, and reasons for that include they're cheaper, smaller, and quieter. Um, there are other reasons than that, but that's like the main idea. But sometimes a director like Christopher Nolan will come along and shoot a movie on these 70mm IMAX cameras. These cameras shoot on actual film, not digital like Avengers Endgame. These cameras use special custom 70mm film reels. This is standard 35mm, which I actually have a physical example of to show you guys. As you can see, it's pretty small compared to my finger. This is pretty much the gold standard for Hollywood before the digital takeover. Now, this is regular 70mm film, different from IMAX. This is what The Hateful Eight, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and most recently, The Creator was shot on. As you can see, it's a wider image, so those black bars are a bit bigger and more noticeable. Now, this is 70mm IMAX film. It basically takes a couple of regular 70mm film frames and combines them into one big movie frame. Basically, if you were to watch a movie filmed on 70mm IMAX, think of it like watching a movie on your TV, but there's even more picture on the top and bottom, above and below the screen bezel of your TV, which I'll try to convey in a crude Photoshop. So not only are you getting more picture than any other format, but you're also seeing the highest quality a movie can be played in with today's technology.
IMAX 70mm 15 per film is the highest quality imaging format that's ever been devised. And so where it's possible to present the film that way, I like to, and where it's possible for an audience to find that presentation, it's an incredible way to see it. The screen really disappears. I refer to it as 3D without the glasses. You know, there's this massive, clear, crisp, bright image that you can lose yourself in.
There's like an idea going around online that a movie shot on film isn't as high quality as a movie shot digitally, which is not the case. So yeah, get that idea out of your head. It's super immersive and I can rant about it all day, but at the end of the day, it's something you really have to experience in a theater in order to truly understand. I hope this video was helpful and entertaining. Thank you all for watching.